Hello and welcome to the Gospel-Centered Education Podcast. My name is Kelly Allen and this is our host, Tom Argersinger.
And this week we're going to be doing takeaways from our last two podcasts, which were the 6 common mistakes that modern parents make, and then 6 more common mistakes. So today we're going to do a summary and a takeaway. So please join us.
You are listening to the Gospel-Centered Education Podcast, brought to you by Community Christian School in Tallahassee, Florida.
Hello, thank you for joining us. And today we have an exciting podcast today because we're going to take the last 2 and we're going to pull top lines or takeaways out of all 12 of the questions, but we're going to do it pretty quick.
Yes.
And I think one of us has Christmas wishes for people.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you
For
do?
my children.
That's right.
Yes.
What? For your children?
For my children. So I've taken the takeaways of each, or the first 6 anyway, common mistakes.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I didn't get the memo. And so
Sorry.
I didn't do that for my kids. I want to say I'm sorry to my kids now because I didn't do I'll try to make one up.
It's just food for thought. It's just something to talk about.
I think it's great.
So,
I think it's very lovely. I just have to watch out because I'll get texts from my kids saying, "What's up, Dad?" After all that talk about good dads, it's like, oh, whatever.
I think mine are more generalized though.
No,
so
I think
not
it'll be great.
necessarily
No, I love it. So so let's get started.
Okay.
So point number 1, the myth, right? Number 1. Every child is 100% unique. And then the question is, what do all humans have in common?
Yeah.
So what's the top line from that?
Okay, so my takeaway, and I had a couple, one was, the answer to that is yes and no. I mean, we are all alike in different ways and all, there's yes and no. Yes, we are alike. No, we are not alike. But belief in this influences how you raise your kid.
Oh,
that was
good.
my takeaway.
Very good.
So we all have important commonalities, especially in Christ.
So where you come down on this question is a big deal.
Yes.
It's not nothing.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so I'm anxious to hear the Christmas wish now.
Yeah. So a Christmas wish that I would have for my children would be, I wish my child would know that the world doesn't revolve around them.
Ooh.
Because your answer to that question can affect how you raise your child and how, child-centered you are.
You are going to make me look so bad today in this podcast. That's a great Christmas wish.
Yes.
That's really great. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Actually, the myth first. My primary role as a parent is to make my children happy as much as possible. And the question is, what is the biblical role of a parent?
Okay, so my takeaway is something that you said about this, and I think it was something that you read or heard. How we order our loves matters. And so if we put our child first, then that kind of goes along with my wish from the last question. It makes them self-centered.
Yeah.
So how we order our loves matters, and my wish for that question is, I wish my child would trust the Lord in all of their challenges.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well done. That is really, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So myth number 3, rebellion is normal. And then the question is it normal for kids to rebel against their parents?
Okay. So what we talked about was resistance is normal. But rebellion is not.
Yeah. I couldn't help thinking about the old movies that would go, resistance is futile. But that's another whole, forget it. It's moving on. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened to those episodes, go back because we do talk about how resistance is normal in children and it's part of growing, but rebellion is not. And so my wish for my child would be, I wish my child would exhibit godly character.
Very good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Myth number 4, children from Christian homes shouldn't struggle with deep questions of faith, and doubt is scary. So the question is doubt normal, and what does that mean to doubt?
Yeah, so my takeaway from what we discussed was doubt is normal and okay.
Very good.
And then my question is, I wish, my Christmas wish.
Christmas wish.
Yes,
okay.
would be, I wish my child's questions would produce a stronger faith.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to say for the record that I'm not sure I can say Christmas wish like many more times without it getting messed up. So it's a disclaimer right now. Okay, so myth number 5. Easy access to technology is normal and necessary for well-being and group acceptance. And the question is, what role should personal tech and the internet play in a modern child or teen's life?
Yeah, so my takeaway from this based on our discussion was easy access to personal technology is not essential to your child's well-being. Your child doesn't need it.
Wow, that's a controversial point.
Yeah, and my middle child is figuring that out this 9 weeks because yeah, they haven't been able to play their video games because of grades. So we're finding out in our house that it's not essential to well-being. And so my wish for my child is I wish my child would exercise self-control, which is a fruit of the Spirit, when using technology. And I think it's up to us parents to, help them with that.
That was excellent. That's just excellent. So number 6, I don't actually have number 6. So why don't you read the myth and the question for number 6?
Yeah. Let's see. The myth is disciplining to a true standard will result in a net negative for my child. And then the question is, should standards always be tailored to the individual child? And based on our discussion, there needs to be, my takeaway was, there needs to be a thought-through standard for discipline, including in the classroom, because we talked about education, and there needs to be a standard for discipline in the classroom and at home, or we're going to mess up our kids.
Right. There you go.
And I think what we were talking about was I'm the pushover parent, and my husband, holds us to what we say we're going to do.
There we go.
If we say that there's a consequence, there better be a consequence.
All right.
And so my wish for my child would be, I wish my child would respect boundaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think those are all pretty universal wishes.
Yeah, I think those can be applied to pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump into the second half.
Okay. So the myth is do as I say, not as I do. And the question is, how important is consistency in raising and educating kids?
Yeah, I think the takeaway really is it's incredibly important. And the way I would say it is, it's much more important than we think it is. We think that we can get away with being inconsistent for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't really think that's true because our lives are on display 24/7.
Yeah.
And we're constantly teaching and constantly modeling.
And they're always looking across that line.
Yeah. Well, and so I need to do a Christmas wish now. And so I'm going to say that I guess a lot of these would be for maybe for my grandkids.
Yeah.
Now, So I would say, what I hope for them is that the adults in their life, not just their parents, but us as grandparents, other people, would be consistent because they are paying attention all the time. You can tell that even when they're really young and, of course, as they grow up. So I pray that they would be surrounded by people that are consistent.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, 8 is faith is great as long as it doesn't take over every area of your life. And the question is, what is the role of faith in modern life?
Yep, and I think the big takeaway is either Jesus is Lord of all or he's not.
Yep.
If he is who he says he is, and you're a follower of his, you're a disciple of Jesus Christ, then compartmentalization of faith is not okay. That's my big takeaway.
Yeah.
In that whole thing. And boy, that is a wish for my kids, my Hey, did you know we are up to 6, I think, grandkids?
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. It's exciting. It really is. So no telling how many we'll end up with, but I mean, my prayer really is, it's a wish, but it's also a prayer for them that they would see faith as an all-encompassing great thing. Not as something that was a hindrance to them, but as an all-encompassing, wonderful reality. So, yeah.
That's a good wish. Okay, number 9, dads are optional. And the question is, how important are good dads?
virtually every study ever undertaken about dads says they're incredibly important, both secular and certainly from a biblical standpoint. So I think it's a question, that myth has been disproven so many times.
Yeah.
It's not because we don't know. It's because it's hard. And so really when it comes down to like a wish or a prayer, actually for dads, is that they would embrace the hard and go, I'm not great at this maybe at this point, but I want to become better. And the only way I can really do that is submitting to Jesus and being humble and not trying to be overbearing and all those things. So dads, engage. That's the name of the day.
That's so good. Okay, the next one is money is the final filter for decision making, and the question is, what is the central question in decision making as a follower of Jesus?
Yeah, very good. So 2 parts. One, we acknowledged and do acknowledge that money is important. The Bible talks a lot about money, and therefore we know it's really important. But the other side of that equation is when money moves to the center of the bullseye, and that's the defining thing in every decision, every big decision, that's problematic because it leads us down a road that's not very good. And so I guess my wish and my prayer for my kids and all other kids really is to say, put money in its proper place. It is important, but it so easily grabs hold of us and we get sucked into that because it's so much a part of society. So be able to focus on what should really be in the center, and that is God's will, even if that's costly in various ways.
That's so true. Okay, next one. I must make my child 100% safe. And the question is, what is my biblical role as a parent?
And so big takeaway for me is let's define what the word love means. What does it mean to love my kids? Provide basic shelter. Doesn't have to be a 5,000 square foot house. Provide basic good shelter. Provide basic clothing. Doesn't mean everything, but it means that. Make sure they have good food, healthy food, those kinds of things. So the basic physical needs. Make sure that they sense and know that you love them. And then also make sure that Jesus is a vital, living reality in your daily life. And that gets back to the modeling thing. So I think at the end of the day, making kids 100% safe is 100% impossible. And we're back to the old Jesus is Lord thing. We're either going to trust that He's in control or not as we make good decisions, and not be lax and negligent. So my wish and my prayer for my kids and for other young people today that are having kids, et cetera, and young people, is, again, there's a theme, right? When Jesus gets into the center of the target, then everything else tends to align, gets back to the ordering of loves, right? When Jesus is at the top. So that's my wish, that Jesus would be in his proper place in the pantheon, in the ordering of their loves.
That's so good. All right, last one.
All right.
My life should revolve around my kids while they are at home, and the question is, what place should children occupy in modern Christian homes?
Yep, my big takeaway is our kids should not validate us as human beings. I think once they start to do that, and we require their approval and we require their whatever, affirmation, I think we're in big trouble. And I think that's where a lot of this actually comes. It's because sometimes with that revolving things around kids, who is this really for?
It's true.
The kid or the parent? So again, my wish is that, and my prayer is that my kids and grandkids and everything would see again, it's the same thing. So much of what we're talking about is that sense of ordering, right? It is important. We remember we said it's okay to post pictures of your kids on the internet. It's okay to do that. But if that's all you ever do, it also, the other quick takeaway was, I think we increase the anxiety of kids a lot by that focus. And I think you touched on it a little bit, so people can go back and listen to the previous 2 episodes. But so I think that's important. So that, again, the wish and the prayer is that they would properly order that, and that kids at the end of the day would not be the center of the bullseye, because it's not good for them to be in that. It's not good for the parents either.
Yep.
So there we go.
That's good.
We did, right?
Yeah.
So that was a pretty fun one. We got some good comments on that
We
stuff,
really did.
which is good.
Yes, and we do have a winner.
Okay.
What book were we going to give away?
Anxious Generation.
Okay, so
Jonathan Haidt,
we
yep.
do have a winner for the Anxious Generation giveaway.
Okay, and we had quite a few comments, but
We did.
this was the winner.
Yes, Miss Katie Jo Braun.
All right.
She commented, Merry Christmas. I would give my child unwavering faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
All right.
That was a good wish.
It was a good wish.
Yes.
Great comment. So we'll make sure we get a book sent out to Katie Jo Braun.
We'll be reaching out to you. Yes.
All right, very good. And so just a quick swipe at next spring. Got a lot of exciting things in the podcast next spring. One of the things we're going to do is jump into the AI thing with a little bit more depth.
Yes.
And we'll tell people more about that in January, but that's on the horizon. So
I'm
that'll
looking
be
forward to that.
interesting.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's a hot topic.
Hot topic, as is, by the way, specifically responsible AI.
Yes.
RAI.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we'll have to tune in next year. Wow.
Next year.
I can't believe it's the end of the. Golly, it's crazy. Well, as we close for today, as we say every single week, remember that Jesus Christ is Lord, and He's called us to live the kingdom. Merry Christmas, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gospel Centered Education Podcast, brought to you by Community Christian School in Tallahassee, Florida. You can find us online at myccs.org.